Welcome back, everybody. The stream is now up for tonight. We have two matches currently scheduled, and they are both LatinSeven gaming matches. Hello, LatinSeven gaming fans. Don't worry, guys. We see you there, and we are ready for tonight. We got two series tonight: LatinSeven versus Clippers in a 2v2 circuit, and then threes. Later, we have LatinSeven Lime and Hex Gaming for Tier 4. As you guys can see, it's not me here tonight. It's the one and only, the beautiful Croutondust. Hello, Crouton. How you doing?
How's it going, everybody? I'm doing pretty well.
Yeah, Crouton's been, it has been absolutely killing it so far. So we thought, why not bring him back already? And so we're here. Crouton's on board. I'm gonna send him the actual info so he can actually get into the lobby. But yeah, we got Crouton here. It's gonna be a duo cast tonight, and you guys have if you guys have paid enough attention, you'll notice Crouton and I have been duo casting a couple times recently, a lot of times. And you guys will soon, you guys will notice why soon enough. I'm sure a lot of you may already know, but there actually is a reason for this. And that announcement will be coming out on Sunday, so you guys better be ready for that one. Let's go and look at our head-to-head. Crouton, what do you know about these two teams?
Well, I could tell you right off the bat, Clippers has to be the favorite going into this one. They're top of the league in more ways than one. Just under 5 goals a game for that team. It's no wonder with offense like that. It's no wonder why they're number one right now. LatinSeven, not too bad themselves, just under 3 goals a game and just over 2 saves a game. Like they've got stats to spare as well, but it's going to be an uphill battle no matter what they do, I think.
Yeah, it's gonna be a tough one, and with both these teams playing against each other, we have seen upsets though. They happen a good amount in this playoff type format. But now the question is, do we get another one, or do we get the result that everyone expects? Well, the info has been sent out to the teams to get themselves in the lobby. But I want to know what you guys think. Prediction poll is up and out. You guys can vote on who you think will win. LatinSeven with the upset, or Clippers to continue their run. We're also going to take this time to look at the current bracket for these teams. And Crouton, this match is especially important to you. We recently covered Risky, Shots, Energy, Infinite White. That one was important for you. This one important in a whole different way, and I need a lot more as well.
Absolutely, yeah. So this is an important match for me to watch, and I'll certainly be taking notes. Because if you see, well, that little team there called SNRF, well, that's my team. So the winners of this match could possibly be mine and Narwhal's opponents coming up for the semifinals if we win our match tomorrow night. I believe on your stream as well, right?
Yes, yeah, it is on our stream. It's at 11 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. So, Crouton is going to be analyzing these teams as well. As that's a fun little extra bonus in there for the teams. They get to have Crouton watch them and commentate over their matches. As Crouton, I'm sure you're gonna throw a little bit of shade in there as well. And,
I'll keep it. I'll keep
it
nice.
to a minimum. So all the players and the fans watching are gonna absolutely love to make fun of you, I'm sure, because whoever wins this is gonna be it could be playing against you next, and every team here ready to get into those best of sevens. But obviously, right now we're focusing on LatinSeven Clippers. Clippers, the number one team in the division for a reason. They're almost unbeatable by the looks of it. But I believe they have been beaten before in these situations. No, they have not. They're 6-0. They have not been beaten before.
Yeah, they are 6-0, which is a very strong way to come into the playoffs.
Yeah.
By the way, for anyone wondering, they are 6-0 because they did get a bye week into the playoffs. The top 4 teams got away out of the first round without a match. So they're 6-0, but they are in the quarterfinals. Important to note.
Yeah, and what's even crazier is they have not gone to Champions Field yet. Isn't that kind of crazy? Not to go like undefeated. I've done that before. Actually, I've gone undefeated, but I had to win a couple games 5s to get there. Clippers are able to end these things in game 4, game 3, and with the consistency like that, the ability to just pummel through your opponents, that's going to be something they need to use during these playoffs.
Absolutely, yeah. And it could be well, I would say it possibly might be a little bit in the favor of LatinSeven because they had to play that first round playoffs. Unlike Clippers, LatinSeven had to play an extra playoffs match, so they might be a little more warm coming into this one. It's possible with that week off that Clippers might have lost their edge, but I suppose we'll find out.
Of course, of course, of course. And this is a best of 5, everybody. And first to 3 wins. It's the last best of 5 for the season for both these teams. And that could mean either way. You lose, you're out. You win, you go to the best of 7s, and you guarantee you'll be a team for all 10 weeks of the season. But both these teams not looking to see just to make all 10 weeks, looking to making those finals, becoming that top team, becoming the team that everybody will remember. Finals, a big point of emphasis, especially for the Clippers, knowing that they have not lost yet. That could add more pressure to them. That could add more pressure, and they don't have any playoff experience either, Crouton. And what do you think that's going to do to affect them? Do you think they're going to play a little bit slower, maybe try to take a little more time to try to get used to what LatinSeven is going to throw at them, or do you think Clippers are going to play the exact same way? It just depends how we see what we see. But what do you think is going to happen? What do you think they need to work on to kind of guarantee success here against LatinSeven, or at the very least put up a really strong fight?
Well, like you said, coming into the playoffs, this being their first playoffs game, like I said, they got out of the round one for free. But this is the first playoffs game. It's possible, like I said, they might be a little rusty, but I'm sure they've been on Rocket League within the past week at least. And with a scoreline like 5 goals a game for a team, I think they just need to hammer down the offense. That seems to be what they're sort of known for. 2.5 assists a game as well. They're assisting about 50% of their goals, so a lot of good passing and a lot of good shooting. I think they just stick with that, and they're going to see a lot of success here.
Yeah, but we saw Risky Shots play recently, and they're a team who's also known for averaging a ton of offense, and they lost their match. So if that offense can't work in the playoffs like it does in the regular season, they're going to be in a lot of hot water here. As we're going to go in game for this one right now. We are still waiting for both teams to join. I think they are both in though. I have a message from Sonic. It looks like he's joining in, and we're still waiting on Clippers. We're waiting on the response. And we'll be seeing if maybe they just joined in automatically. But yeah, Clippers averaging a ton of goals, and we do get the message from Sonic that they're in. So we know LatinSeven's here, everybody. Just waiting on the Clippers, but the Clippers not just strong offense, but a decent defense as well. 1.71 saves. Now, does that mean that their defense doesn't have to do a lot of work, or maybe that's what it means, or maybe it means that they don't really have the best defense. Maybe their defense is more aggressive. A lot of things, these stats can be kind of be manipulated, but the results still stand. The Clippers are 6-0, and they haven't gone to a game 5 yet. They are beating all of their opponents very, very comfortably.
It's true, they haven't had to struggle yet. If you're going based on the sort of the stats that we have on IGL, they haven't really had to struggle yet. But I will be very interested. What I'll be watching coming out of the gate here is what LatinSeven opens with. How would they approach a team like Clippers? 5 goals a game, completely undefeated.
Yeah.
How are they going to approach this?
Yeah, and for me, I am actually paying attention to Clippers. How aggressive can they be?
Something to note, by the way, Clippers, their goals versus saves, it's a pretty big margin. But LatinSeven, their saves and goals are pretty close. I'll round up and say they scored 3 goals a game, and I'll round down a little bit to even things out. They save 2 times a game. That's a pretty close average. Does that mean they do a lot of counterattacks? That's what I'll be looking for from them. Is a strong counterattack transition.
We're going to need to make Clippers nervous here as we get to game 1 in this best of 5. Clippers, the undefeated current top team in the orange, against the famed LatinSeven organization in the blue. This is going to be the first of 2 matches featuring L7, and this one going to be a tough one for the roster of Sivy and Sonic Cret to put against Eric and Stofers. This is Tier 3, everybody, as well, just to remind all of you. Now in the playoffs, the question is, do the Clippers come out swinging, or can LatinSeven find a foothold on the Clippers? Clippers could be a little bit nervous coming in. Playoffs, usually your first match is a little nerve-wracking. And usually it takes you some time to get used to it. But for Clippers, they're playing against an already seasoned LatinSeven team. An already hardened team as well. They've already had to play the playoffs. Clippers have not. And given that bye, well, sure, they're ranked higher than a lot of other teams. It could actually spell disaster for them if they aren't able to find their footing, as Sivy to score first. LatinSeven on the board.
This is exactly the kind of start you want if you're LatinSeven. A nice little passing play out of the corner there, utilizing that back wall very well. It's been kind of a slow start so far, but we'll see LatinSeven take the first goal.
playoffs almost always start slow. That's just how Game 1 works, especially when you have so many nerves in front of you. Sonic crit shot on the crossbar, Civvy to follow up, and now it's 2-0, LatinSeven. Sonic crit off the back wall, and Civvy to once again put in the finishing blow.
That's a great touch by Sonic. Really puts the defense on the back foot there. A really nice touch to the back forward, and of course Civvy with a great follow through. Really good from LatinSeven so far. They're up 2 with just a minute in. Pretty good start.
LatinSeven not known for putting in a ton of goals. They currently average what 1.7 goals a game, I believe. That's not that many goals for a playoff level team, and now they're in the top 8. They could even be punching to top 4, but they're going to need to rely on that defense and that offense. A real full team effort to get themselves out of this one, as currently Sonic Crit having to get themselves out of a sticky situation on defense. Bounty boost infield for Civvy. Civvy to make it his hat trick. Eric to save. Sonic Crit to go back. And the Colombian-based player, assuming from the flag, Sonic Crit into the corner. Eric to the corner. We can't read this touch amazingly, but Eric and LatinSeven cleared away by Eric. He had time there, and he's just throwing the ball away. Clippers now having to chase to get that ball back. And that one might sting a little bit for Eric, knowing that he had that much room to do whatever he needed, and instead gave it away to LatinSeven.
A bit of miscommunication on the part of Clippers here. They're not quite able to get out of their zone. We'll see if Sonic keeps it offensive. He does. Civvy's there again. It'll be a third. Another Sonic to Civvy play. Incredible stuff.
If I'm not wrong, that is also Sonic's third assist.
Yes, it's their 3 for 3. These guys are killing it so far.
Linking up,
3-0.
getting the plays done. Sonic Crit to Civvy, the dream team that could ever dream to beat Clippers, and right now they're making it look easy. It is game 1 in a best of 5. They still need to win 2 more, and I have a feeling Clippers aren't going to roll down and play dead. They're still in this series, and for a team you have to have that determination every single game, because playoffs are never over until either you win or they win. Stouffer's downfield. This pop in field off the back wall in for Eric. Eric free to put in the finishing touch. All the goals have been assisted so far from both teams. Stouffer's to Eric here will give a good start, a good first goal for Clippers.
With 2.5 minutes left, a 2-goal lead is not a safety net when you're up against a team that scores 5 goals a game. LatinSeven's been looking really good, but they're going to have to push it a little more. They've really been doing a good job of keeping Clippers on defense, something that they're not too used to. And it's working to great effect, I think. Oh, and it's a good demo there from Stouffer's. Eric tried to make good on it, but not quite. But LatinSeven's doing a great job of keeping them uncomfortable on defense, keeping them off the offensive side of the ball here. We'll see what Clippers can do to kind of come back.
Off the back wall, not a great touch for Civvy, and Stouffer's in the footed through. Clippers not only one away from tying it. Could we see a 3-goal comeback? Civvy doesn't make the read on the back wall, and Sonic Crit dunked away by Stouffer's, tucks it in the blue nets, and now LatinSeven a bit of quivering in their own nets. Are Stouffer's going to start to, Stouffer's and Eric going to run on them? The Clippers starting to mount a comeback. It took them a while. It took them over half the game to get their first goal, but now they're going to tie it up with Eric here. Off the post, Clippers. No way. You didn't think it would be possible, but it only took them maybe 30, 40 seconds, and already it's tied back up.
If you would have gone to get a drink of water a minute ago, you'd have thought you were watching a different game. Now things are tied up. It took them no time at all, like you said. Red hot comeback here for the Clippers. LatinSeven's got to curb that momentum. We'll see what they can do. As Civvy, that's a good way to do it. Puts the lead back on right away.
And that's how you combat that. Showing your teeth on the kickoff. Civvy off the back wall, and Stouffer's was trying to get the clear there, and in fact he accidentally hits it in his own net. But knowing LatinSeven's goal average, this is an anomaly for them. Surprisingly, getting 4 goals, a good anomaly for them. A favorable one. Getting so many goals on a team like Clippers is necessary, but Clippers, we know they can respond back. They've done it 3 times. Can they do it? Can they make it 4? Stouffer is out, but Civvy to put it back. And Eric to clear. LatinSeven needs to hold on defense. It's been relatively strong, but they can't let the Clippers swing.
One thing I've noticed that wasn't on the stat sheet is Clippers is making use of some physical play. They're getting bumps, they're getting demos. I haven't seen LatinSeven go for them as Civi. Maybe to tie it up. It's off the post, off the crossbar, not quite down and in. A heartbreaking shot there. But Clippers has been very aggressive on the bumps, and that seems to be helping them, but not enough to keep it tied.
And what I think happened there with Civi is he didn't know that Clippers was so out of play. He must have thought someone was guarding that, because in that situation you almost always want to shoot low to make that shot easier for yourself, but he couldn't do it. And now Eric Free down the other way. That net practically open from the midfield as Eric dribbles around Sonicret and Civi, putting in the final blow from midfield, and it's still tied. Anybody's game. It's all square here in the Manfield Knight Stadium. And now the question is, do Clippers take their first lead?
4-4's on the clock. We'll see where it goes now.
Eric up to Stouffer.
Offensive. Up to Stouffer's. We'll see now. Eric on it again. Sonic's there. It's a bit of an awkward touch. Eric puts it offensive. Won't make good on that one. We'll see now. LatinSeven will try and clear it away. Civi's on it. A good bump there. Like I said, the Clippers are bumping. But it's a shot from Sonic.
And LatinSeven have always been able to respond. That's what's so cool about their team right now in this game. And literally cool, I mean not like cool with like the sunglasses and shades, although you could definitely say that with that kind of a goal. But cool in that they're ice cold here. Even though Clippers have had that 3-goal swing on them, have tied the game back at 4-4, maybe make it 5-5 here, LatinSeven have always been able to respond back. Clippers now last seconds, cleared away by Sonicret. Anybody back, it's going to be Eric. He was just demoed. Up for Stouffer's, but it's only going to go back for Eric. He can't make the touch. Stouffer's and Sonicret to drop it. LatinSeven, game 1, a great start for the underdogs.
Credit to Civi there at the last couple seconds there. He went out for a demo, took one of the players off the field there for Clippers. It was dangerous to have him hanging around at midfield. A great heads-up play from Civi to get that demo. They'll run away with game 1 here just by the skin of their teeth. It was a good game all around.
Yeah, and it really did start as a run. As that game went on more and more, Clippers was pulling back just a little bit. But, you know, we go to game 2. Things can change here in this series. Remember, Clippers are new, so we're going to need to see if they can bring it back up in game 2. They're a team that's known to get a lot of game 4 wins here, and in the playoffs, makes sense they might start a little bit nervous.
It does seem to be a mix of maybe nerves coming into it undefeated, and a lot of added pressure there, and also maybe, like I said, a little bit of rust. They were forced to take a week off from IGL here as they got the bye week into the round 2 playoffs. Maybe we're seeing them shake off a little bit of rust here. I think they might come out pretty hot to start out game 2. They're going to need to.
Indeed, indeed, indeed. Now we go on to this kickoff. Clippers could start off on a hot streak, but Stouffer's can't put in the shot. Eric infield. Do the Clippers use this pressure to mount an early lead, or are they still stuck having to trail right behind LatinSeven? This one back, Civi. Challenged by Eric immediately. The early challenge from Clippers almost catches Civi. Outstanding. Stouffer's into the corner. Civi is just going to let him do it his thing, and here comes the challenge, flicked over by Stouffer's. Infield bump, but Eric can't put the shot in through. That's everybody from Clippers. Sonicret the other way. LatinSeven will put it through. Clippers went all in, and it didn't pay dividends.
Here we see the counterattack style offense I mentioned at the top. A great way to take advantage of an open net by Sonic. Solid defense as well from LatinSeven all around there. They really kept them out. They weathered the storm from Clippers. Impressive stuff to hold the line there.
Exactly right. What the holy? How did he get that much? Got that much speed? It bounced off of Stouffer's hood so perfectly that it picked up that much speed. Stouffer's to the back wall. Sonicret to put it into the corner. A lot of teams are going to utilize that corner at this tier because it's very tough as an offensive team to make do with that. Best thing you can do is infield pass, and it's really not your best friend at this point in the tournament because so many teams have really good backboard defense. They can rely on challenging in the corners on defense. For Stouffer's, it's going to be about having the ball out a little further, maybe even utilizing the backboard. We have seen a couple whiffs from LatinSeven on that back wall, so maybe that's something that Clippers starts to take advantage of.
And it does seem, you see again, LatinSeven hits the corner there. I think LatinSeven's defensive strategy here is just to make the ball stay in the corner as long as they can. For an offense, the corner is a dead zone, and LatinSeven knows that, and they're forcing the ball to the corner every chance they get. And they're really throwing Clippers off their offensive game. They've held them to 0 for 2 games in, not quite now. Clippers, as I say it once again, the cat curse.
So if any of you guys don't know, Crouton has a history on this channel in the last week for absolutely cursing teams. Where he says something and it immediately backfires. There's another one of the classic Croutondust caster curses. If he keeps doing this, we might have to mute him for a part of the next game, as that goal from Clippers gonna put it back to 1-1.
We'll see now what Civi and his teammate will do to offset that unfortunate goal for them. Ooh, and it was a good attempt there from Civi, but the defense from Clippers pretty strong there as it's over Sonic. Stofers has a chance. Can he make the angle? He's going to go for a passing play. Civi had a great little save there. He clears it out. Now Civi and Eric.
Ooh, dangerously in front of the net there for Clippers, but able to escape that one. Now Sonic Kret. First touch is strong, and Stofers knows that he challenges this one. Gets rid of it from Sonic Kret's grasps. Eric, this one to the back wall. Civi to clear, and LatinSeven. We had questions about their back wall defense. We saw Civi with a really crucial whiff last game that almost allowed Clippers to get back into it. This time, though, he seems like he may have cleaned up a little bit with his backboard mechanics, making some saves. But here comes Stofers to remove him. Sonic Kret to go through, and Eric waiting, but Sonic Kret just challenging straight through him. Civi to shoot, Stofers to save.
Civi had a pretty lucky respawn there. He was able to take a shot right out of respawn. We'll see now. They try for a passing play. The pass isn't quite there. As now it's a dangerous ball. Sonic's in a dangerous spot. Off the post. Off the crossbar now. A bit of an open net. Will he make it? Eric will get back on it.
And LatinSeven, right now, running at low boost. I believe Civi there, you can see he's running at literally just a pad on offense. Sonic was running at none just a few seconds earlier. LatinSeven having the boost is stolen away from them by this Clippers team, and Clippers just trying to demoralize them to the point of giving up another goal. Sonic Kret into the corner. Civi not going to jump up for this one again. No boost for these guys. Sonic Kret makes a stand, and now Clippers overcommit again. All the way. Civi to do it. Civi to take the lead. And Clippers, they did it once before. They haven't learned from past mistakes. And another overcommit. Another goal for LatinSeven.
More of the same from LatinSeven. They keep a strong defensive line and just wait for one overcommit. And they take advantage of it, and they hammer it home every time. We've seen it twice now in this game. Possibly we'll see it a third, but that's if they don't score off this kickoff. It's looking like it might. Eric with a nice clear out to midfield. Trying to take it offensive, but Sonic's there. Great touch by Sonic. It's down to Stofers.
Yeah, and
Stofers has room.
And what LatinSeven did so well last game was their midfield was incredibly solid. Hasn't been the same this game. Seems like Clippers have maybe woken up to their usual playstyle, gotten themselves back into it. Again, these teams have not played each other, so it would make sense that they'd be relatively new to what LatinSeven can throw at them. But LatinSeven right now putting a wrench in their current playoff success plans. Can Clippers find a way to unscrew and open up their hopes? Civi clears away, and all LatinSeven needs are these clears with less than 30 seconds. As long as they don't make any disastrous blunders, they should be holding out fine. But Stofers with a bump on Civi to clear. Scary for LatinSeven, but can they win it on just being able to take advantage of the Clippers' mistakes? Sonic Kret up to Civi can't shoot it. It's back to the other half. All the way, but Sonic Kret and Civi won't let it happen. LatinSeven still in the lead, but Stofers keeps it up. Stofers has to follow this as well. LatinSeven trying to pin it down on the Aquadome. Still looking for match point is LatinSeven. Sonic Kret in front. Civi can't get a shot, but it doesn't matter. LatinSeven wins by 1. And Clippers, 2 big overcommit errors, and that's all LatinSeven needs to beat them.
I would like to point out quickly, I kind of alluded to it earlier, but LatinSeven's defense, they really play for that corner. I counted 5 times they sent the ball into the corner on Clippers offense there. they're just making Clippers stretch beyond the boost that they have, and really, they're able to clear it after they hit the corner a couple times. Clippers are used, it seems they're used to fast infield backboard type clears, and LatinSeven is forcing them into the corner. Again, 5 times they sent it into the corner, and they made good on it. It's really been the Achilles heel for Clippers. They aren't letting them get comfortable on offense. They're keeping them awkward. The defense has been stellar from LatinSeven. Clippers are going to have to find something new to try if they hope to take a game here. They're going to need to. They're at risk of being swept. Not what you might have thought looking at the stat sheet. Swept, sorry.
Here comes the English, and that's how the casters work here. We make sure to be as nitpicky as possible with our co-casters. That's how it works over here on the Footy stream. Yes, no, I'm not a jerk. Yes, yes, I'm nitpicky. Anyways, we go to game 3, and you know the field, you know the place. It's the FH Stadium, and LatinSeven could sweep win here. A rarity when you get this far in the tournament. Most times, it's either a 3-1 or a 3-2 win. You very rarely see sweeps this far into a tournament, but LatinSeven trying to do that here against the #1 team in Clippers, the #1 offense in Clippers, and here comes Eric infield. Can't get through, and back to Stofers. Stofers' shot saved away by Civi. Stofers flicks on by Clippers with the early on offense, and that was the same last game, but it was very tough for them to make do. It, in fact, became their downfall. They need to fix those mistakes, those overcommits that they have made so many times.
Cred had a great midfield touch there. Not quite able to take it offensive there. It was a good chance, though. It just a little bit off on the offensive touch near the net. We'll see now. Stofers will take it up midfield. And that's another thing. LatinSeven's not giving them much space to set up any kind of shot. They're early challenging when they need to. They're using the corners, like I said. Their midfield is strong. LatinSeven's looking to be a really strong team.
Civi out through the corner and looking for Sonicret to keep going. Sonicret to Civi! No way they get that passing play off. And, I mean, it doesn't really matter all that much in the grand scheme of things. Clippers actually might get a goal here from Stofers, but he shoots it off target. His first shot was on, and he got the demo too, but his follow-through wasn't. But here comes another one from Eric in front of the nets, cleared away by Civi. And LatinSeven surviving a goal line scare. I feel like that's been the name of the series. LatinSeven, maybe, some may think they've been getting away with a little too much, but they've also been playing some pretty good goal line defense, but they're going to need to get these clears. There's no way they're going to last at the low amount of boost that they have left.
LatinSeven missed a big chance there. They had a bit of a miscommunication. Again, they survived an onslaught of, I don't know, 7 shots there, it seemed like. And Eric will make good on that one. Good way to take a lead with 3 minutes left. I was going to say an early lead, but not quite an early lead.
And believe it or not, Croutondust, I'm going to just interrupt you here. That's the first lead that Clippers have got. All right, continue your point.
That is a hard stat to believe if you're going off the stat sheets, but you're right. Yeah, Clippers. Hopefully this will give them some momentum. I'd love to see a longer series here. LatinSeven's been dominant so far, but again, on that last play, you saw them try it. Civi now has a shot, not quite on target.
And the reason he wants that longer series is not because he wants us to see like really good gameplay. No, he wants to take more notes of the team's weaknesses.
That's exactly right. As Eric off the post.
Oh, Eric. Oh, he's a head in hands moment there. A bit of shame with that missed open net, but they're still in the lead for Clippers. Stofers with the demo. Count how many demos he's gotten. I believe that might be his second so far, but a couple demos, couple bumps from Stofers as well. We don't really count those. Or I guess more likely we can't really count those. It's kind of tough to count bumps, but Stofers getting rid of LatinSeven's players as they are playing a lot of defense, but the Clippers, they're playing more midfield, more of a midfield play style. Infield pass to Eric. There's the midfield exactly as I was stating. But a lot of it's here, midfield, forcing the LatinSeven out, and then demoing them whenever they push and whenever they have to push up.
That's exactly right. And you see there, looks like Clippers are starting to take advantage of the ball in the corner. He shoots it out to his teammate there. If they can sort of learn to play out of the corner offensively, I think we're looking at a different series again. LatinSeven loves to take it into the corners on defense. Maybe we'll see Clippers kind of rise to the occasion here and adapt to the corner plays. For now, it's Civi on offense.
And the worry I have for LatinSeven is we haven't seen them make any real playstyle changes. And we don't know if they're going to make any real playstyle changes as well. With how badly they are losing this game, they're gonna have to make at least some sort of a change because it seems like Clippers have been able to figure out that playstyle. Can LatinSeven do that though? Can they supply the necessary adaptations to the Clippers playstyle? The series is all in their hands, but they need to prove that they can play accordingly. As Clippers hoping to just seal the fate on this game and keep their playoff hopes alive. LatinSeven looking for something, but a demo going through from Stofers. That's another one, and just keeps on putting the demos, putting the plays in as Sonicret in front. In the pass for Civi! Stofers to save it, and Sonicret's put in so much work, but his teammate wasn't there. He's getting demoed off the field. Sonicret now all alone, solo play out of defense. And with no teammate in his sight, he can't really do anything else but give the ball away with a great solo play, but ultimately it's not going to be useful for them.
Rick almost had another one, that one just off the post, and I believe we're up to 4 demos, and wait a minute, there's going to be a goal, Sonic. I believe we're up to 4 demos for Stofers and 1 or 2 for Eric. They're really stressing the demo plays, and it seems to be working. The lead just got cut in half there by Sonic, but they do have a pretty strong grasp on this match. I would be surprised if they don't kind of hold out the rest of the match and go for more demos.
Knowing Clippers, though, they could get over-aggressive, they could get overconfident. That's what happened last game. That's why they lost last game. Both the goals came from mistakes where LatinSeven caught them on massive overcommits. If they're able to have some restraint on their second man's rotations, they should make life difficult for LatinSeven. But LatinSeven is going to put a fight here. They're not going out. There's only a 1-goal difference. Well, there isn't that much time remaining. LatinSeven can still shave that 1 goal off. As Civi up, not a lot of boost. Not a lot of a shot there either, and Sonicret now in the corner can beat out both Civi and Field, but he's facing backwards. Stofers to clear, and Stofers looking to clear this one towards the blue net as well. Downfield, maybe trying to get a pinch on it, but Sonicret will not let it end. Flick on by Eric into the corner, tips it away from LatinSeven. Clippers do take game 3. They're not out yet. They're still here. They're still strong, and they have a win.
I think you mentioned something like this during the match, but LatinSeven might have to change it up at this point because what was working in the previous 2 matches, it seems Clippers starting to catch on to the midfield early challenges and the corner defense. It seems Clippers are slowly catching up to it and not allowing as many mistakes to be made in the corners. I think LatinSeven might have to workshop something just a little bit. They only lost by 1 here, but for my money, I'd say Clippers had a pretty strong hold on that match all the way through.
Of course, and we are getting ourselves ready. I'm messaging one of the team captains. That's why you're looking at this screen. Promise you guys, the series is not over. Here we go, we're back in. We're gonna go to game 4, Utopia Coliseum Dusk. As now the question is, does LatinSeven make the necessary adjustments, or do they find themselves falling flat on their face in another game? Here we go to figure it out. LatinSeven, once again, statement's always going to be they can win it in this game. But do Clippers have a response?
I'll be interested to see what LatinSeven does, what their game plan is coming into this. Again, they've got 1 game that they, well, I guess it would be tied after this, 2-2. But they can afford to lose this one and maybe try and workshop a new play style again. I think Clippers have slowly but surely come about to this play style of theirs. They're going early challenges, corner defense, like right here. We're seeing an offensive touch from Eric, but it'll be cleared away by Civi.
Sonicret to follow. Into the corner. Stofers, not a very high touch, and LatinSeven now with some offense. Can they keep sustained offense? The longer the series has gone on, the weaker the midfield presence has been. As now, Clippers beating on midfield. A lot of what I think LatinSeven is trying to do is they're trying to keep the midfield theirs for longer periods of time. As great flea flip they save there from Sonicret. Talking about that save specifically, not letting Clippers take the early lead with a pre-flip. I don't see that very often. But as I was saying, LatinSeven really trying to hold the midfield here, and it does seem like sometimes they're trying to force these second man challenges to work. These aggressive challenges, these hopeful win challenges, and it's just not really working. You can't force anything on any team, as that's just not going to work for you. It seems like LatinSeven might be getting a little bit frustrated with that, and they need to be calm. They need to be smart. They cannot force their second man to challenge all in, a challenge that they won't be winning. And if LatinSeven do keep their second their aggressive second man challenges at bay, and at a safe distance. As you see, that one from Civi's a great challenge from a second man, and they could actually really put the pressure on Clippers. Stouffer's over one. Here comes Civi, another great second man challenge, 2 great second man challenges in a row. But all that matters is one mistake, and that could flip this game on its head. LatinSeven, though, it's going to be Sonic Crit that's on it the other way. And no one home for Clippers. Sonic Crit with an open net all to himself.
Speaking of that one mistake, you see, unfortunately, it was Stouffer's there to make the first mistake of the match, and Sonic will be happy to take advantage of that one. Bit of a, unfortunate, we call that the backflip of shame in some circles.
I've heard the Fuel's backflip, but I've heard Fuel's backflip, and from a guy I've used to watch known as Death Route, I still watch him actually, he's a really sweet guy. He called it the crab flick, named after one of his friends.
Oh yeah, that's not a bad name for it. Unfortunately, it came at a bad time for Stouffer's, but I think they've got what it takes to kind of look past that and clean things up a little bit. Is Eric? That one's not quite on target. It might have been, but Civi will save it anyway. I won't even need to know if that was on target or not. Will he get the flick? It was a good attempt there by Civi, but Stouffer stands him up on the goal line there, or thereabouts, and now Eric takes it into the corner himself.
Yeah.
Bit of an unfortunate pinch across.
You can see the birthing of some infield passes. We know that Clippers can go for them. We know they can hit them. We know that Civi can hit this one as well. LatinSeven up 2-0 now in this game, and Clippers, a bad 50-50 will make an already recovering defense worse, and they can't get back in time to save that. LatinSeven holding themselves high against Clippers.
I would like to say, looking at the stats coming into this, Civi technically has the lowest stats out of anyone on the field right now if you're going off of the IGL stats, but I've been more impressed with Civi than anybody so far. He's really been the player to do it for his team, and he's doing a darn good job of it too, is Eric now. With a good save from Sonic there. Stouffer's the save, sorry.
And well, it's back the other way, Sonic Crit to make the play. We can't forget about him as well, as he's going to put in, he looks like he might be able to put in this one. It's in front of that, he isn't able to do so. Could have had a good play there, but put that ball in the open net. Now he does. Sonic Crit to score. Can't forget about his impact. Remember that first game? It was Sonic Crit to Civi. Sonic Crit, while he has been sitting back a little more, he's been just as effective. And in this game, I did say it, for both these teams, for Clippers, they'd have to fix those overcommits, really put on the aggression, and LatinSeven, it was all about making sure they don't put in bad second-man challenges, and they have not done that at all this game. Their defense closed for service. As now Eric on target. No, it isn't. He can't get the shot. And a chance now can be turned the other way by Sonic Crit, who now has 3 goals.
Sonic really looking to shut me up as I was talking about Civi there. He's put 2 on since I've talked about Civi. Eric, looks like Eric left the match there.
Did they just leave?
I believe so. I believe
that.
Stouffer's and
I believe that means. Well, the thing is, the IGL rules is, we keep playing. We are literally going to wait out this last 90 seconds here, and it does seem like maybe Clippers have just forfeited. That's how good LatinSeven has been playing. They forced Clippers into a forfeit.
Absolutely, I would take this minute 30 and put as many goals on that net as you can. Get your stats up. Come on, boys, get your stats up. Put those goals in. But it was a great series. LatinSeven played so incredibly well. Really tough, strong defense. Their offense was great, like you said, Sonic to Civi in the first one. Passing plays all around. And again, credit to Clippers. They played what they could, but I really think it was a bit of a unfortunate situation that they had to take that week off. They didn't get to play the first round playoffs, the top 4 teams. It's a bit unfortunate. They came in a little rusty, and again, they had that undefeated streak that they really didn't want to lose.
And we saw that. So as well, risky shots that week off of the playoffs really can hurt a team, because you don't get the same experience as some of these other teams do, and you can see the difference it makes. LatinSeven literally just going to let this time wait out. Crouton wants to be ruthless and have them score as many goals as possible, but they're fine. They're just going to wait a little bit, as we are going to have to wait the seconds out. Literally, this is IGL rule state, though, that if in the event that this could be a disconnect from these players, we are going to wait the whole time out. But sadly, we cannot call for a replay of a game, and this game will end. LatinSeven is victorious, 3-1, and they really took this one. The Clippers, they got the wins early, like any underdog team really should against a team like Clippers, and they didn't let up. They made necessary changes as well. They stopped making the aggressive midfield mistakes, and they're very happy. They're very happy with this result, a 3-1 series win. They absolutely dominated in the last game as well, and left Clippers to 0 goals.
And yeah, I think you called it exactly right coming into this match. You said they need to clean up that second man challenge. That's exactly what they did, just like you said. And it must have been frustrating for Clippers to just when they thought they had a chance, LatinSeven changes it up on them and cleans things up. Congrats, of course, to the players for LatinSeven, and I hope to see Clippers come back next season. We'll see what they can do as well. Well played to all four players, and it's a good win for LatinSeven.
Of course, of course. Well, let's get ourselves ready for the interview. We do have one here with Sonic Kretz getting the interview invite. We are going to have the players of LatinSeven jump into the call, but before we do that, we are going to have a short commercial break. It's only going to be a minute, guys. Don't worry too much. We'll be right back soon. Welcome back, everybody. Just saw LatinSeven take a 3-1 win against the undefeated Clippers, but now they're not. LatinSeven, Sonic Kretz is here. Hello, Sonic Kretz. Congratulations on the win. How do you feel now taking down the 6-0, now 6-1 Clippers?
Yo, Sporty. Thank you so much for the cast, man. Feeling very great, man. It's been a while. It's been like more than a year since we've been in semis, and it's very, very refreshing to see our level go back up. And I'm very excited.
Yeah, you mentioned
what's
about
up?
the your quarterfinal woes on Twitter to the LatinSeven match. Do you want to tell people kind of what the woes are for you guys? Because it's been a kind of a running history with you here at the you and the quarterfinals have not been the best of friends. Can you tell everybody kind of your history with them and how important this match actually really is for you?
Well, first of all, it all started when we won the winner circuit. It always was great back then. And that was really the last time we were in quarters. After that, we don't really want to speak about spring,
Okay.
but summer, summer and fall, everything in quarterfinals, nothing before quarterfinals or after. I don't know. I had like that feeling we had to break that consistency, that bad consistency.
What a way to do it as well.
We finally did it.
Yeah, what a way to do it as well, to beat the Clippers of all teams. We're seeing a lot of teams in this bracket getting upset. We saw Energy Infinite White take it against Risky Shots. We see you guys here taking it against Clippers. 2 undefeated teams are out. And now that you made it to the best of sevens, the first time ever since what you said, winter 2021?
Exactly.
Yeah, almost over a year of not over a year. It's been less than a year. But anyways, it's been a while since you guys have made it this far, and now going into these best of sevens. How confident are you feeling on your next opponents?
Well, we never can be confident, but after beating the first seed, which really looked pretty solid, and we reviewed a lot of the replays, we were sure it was gonna be a hard match. Well, I don't know, man. I haven't thought about next series, but I'm confident we'll take it. I guess. I don't
Hey,
know.
you always say, I've heard a lot of people say you take it one series at a time, and it seems like that's exactly what you're doing now. It's not a bad mindset to use for the playoffs. It's a really good one as well, because it makes you focus on what you have to do at that specific moment instead of all of the clutter that can sometimes come around when you're under so much stress.
Yeah,
And,
exactly. One series at a time.
Yeah, and as you notice, my co-caster is Croutondust. He has a very interesting connection to this. You may recognize Crouton.
I didn't know
Well,
Crouton from somewhere.
as it turns out, your next opponent might be me. I'll be playing tomorrow, and if my team wins, we'll be playing you next week, which is quite a coincidence. I'd love to play you guys. Just sort of as a whole, you guys played incredibly well. It was a really fun series to watch. I would love to know. I saw you guys go for a lot of corner. Like anytime they got on offense, you'd put it into your own corner. Was that planned? Was that something you got from watching their replays or anything, or is that just kind of how you play?
Well, we just played a game kind of normally. The only strategy we had was watch out for demos really, and not give them much space. But it's really a great coincidence that you might be playing us. That's cool.
Yeah, no, I would love to play you guys again. It was really fun to watch you guys play. You guys played really well, and congrats on the win to both of you.
Appreciate it, guys, man.
Yeah, Civi. Hello, Civi. Coming in the chat. Don't give him the beta. don't tell him your tricks. Reveal
worry,
nothing
just
to
tell him.
SNRF. No, but it'd actually be really fun if we do see you guys going through. I do actually have that match between SNRF and SNRF and Templars GC on tomorrow at 11 p.m. Eastern. So maybe we'll get you guys to see that and to do your own scouting. Maybe you guys will be able to do it yourself. But no, it'll be really fun. It'll be really fun, in all honesty, if you guys do manage to be in the semifinals. But while all that's happening there, Sonicret now making it into the semis. A position that a lot of teams will struggle to get into. You guys have now made it into after a long time with difficulties. What do you guys expect out of yourselves when you get to the semis, when you get to the finals? You expecting the same thing? What do you think teams should fear the most about you guys, without revealing too much to Crouton?
Well, we might be 8 seeded, but don't be confident about it. We know our game. We've been practicing a lot, and we're sure we'll give it all in the semis. Hopefully, it'll end in a very good match.
Yeah, as we do get a ping notification here with Noisy Reggie gifting a 1-month tier sub to Civi. As now Noisy Reggie also wants to give you a sub, Sonicret, so he wants to get into the Twitch chat while you're doing that. But before you do that, I do want to thank you so much for joining us for the interview, and again, congratulations on your win. Before you do leave and get your gifted subscription from Noisy, do you have anyone that you want to shout out before you do leave? We always have this shout out section for anybody on interviews, and especially newer people on interviews. Is there anyone that you want to shout out for now making top 4 and for your continued success into the future?
Well, really appreciate the cast, man, and shout out to my sister and my future nephew or niece. That's all I'll say.
That is actually super wholesome, as a great way to end off this series with a wholesome comment. Thank you so much, Sonicret, for joining us. Have an amazing evening. Although you might stick around though to see Lime play against Hex.
Oh, for sure, I'll stay. line for the win.
All right then, Sonic. We'll be seeing you in the chat.
Thank you for the
As
cast again.
of course, as that's going to end that interview. We are going to go to a quick break, but in about 8 minutes, we're going to have LatinSeven Lime versus the Hex Gaming team. So, Crouton, is there anything you want to say before we go to that break? Before I have to mute you.
Yeah, just quickly, I see Civi's in the chat, I believe still. Congrats to Civi and Sonic as well. You guys played really well, and I'd love to play if we win our match tomorrow.
All right, that's a great way to end it. We're going to go to a quick break. Everybody, see you very, very soon. Hey, Noisy Reggie giving a tier 1 sub now to Sonic Crets. Noisy Reggie coming out in full force giving gifted subs left and right. By the way, guys, can you hear the notifications? I don't have my desktop sound on. Should I have it unmuted? Because did you guys hear the notification for the gifted sub on stream? Let me know if you did. If not, I can turn my desktop sound on so that you guys can hear it next time. Because I can hear it on my headset, but I also don't have my desktop sound muted for my headset. So I'm wondering if you guys can hear it yourself on your own side. Alright, Civi, since you said no, I'm gonna keep the desktop sound on. Just so that people can actually hear stuff. Thanks for helping me out there a little bit, Civi. I'll make sure to keep it on next time so that you guys can actually hear notifications. Hey everybody, welcome back. Hopefully I wasn't too late there. Took a little longer than I thought it would be to get myself a drink of juice, but we're back and Crouton's still with us. Hello, say hello, Crouton.
Hello, everybody. Good to still be here, I guess.
I guess? No, it's always great to be on
No,
be
no,
here.
I
You can't
meant
say
like
it's great to still be here, I guess. No. Let's start it again. Crouton's here on the stream again, and Crouton, how you feeling, man?
I can't tell you how excited I am to still be here with Sporty, the Sporty FC.
There you go. That's a little like it. Although I don't need to be praised like that. I'm not that good at this. As Crouton and I are ready to watch the second and last match of the night, and who would have known? LatinSeven still with us as well. They're sticking around. They're like the third character in this novel that we have ready for the stream. They're playing against Hex Gaming, as we are currently setting everything up for Hex. Right now, we're going to send the info over to them, and we're going to get that prediction poll started very soon. But take me through kind of what you think. We had a great win last series, but we can't. But now Lime is playing, and this could be a whole different ballgame. This is Tier 4, by the way.
Yeah, so last match we saw LatinSeven. That was a 2v2 Tier 3, I believe it was. So we're coming to a Tier 4 3v3 this time instead of a 2v2. But
Yeah.
I'll be interested to see how this LatinSeven Lime team plays. If they play anything like LatinSeven played for the 2v2 team, then we're in for a good show. Those guys really know how to put on a good show at LatinSeven.
Yeah, and LatinSeven, a good org as we now get Killstar095 coming in. Hello, Killstar, from the Eternal Empire team. I know you, Killstar. We've had you on the stream a couple times. Thank you for the follow, man. How'd your series go? Sadly, we had to skip your series, but hopefully you guys are doing well with it. What was the results? You guys got a win? Are you winning, son? As we do have this series coming up between LatinSeven Lime and Hex Gaming. As we go to the bracket for this one. We also have another match coming up, I believe, tomorrow between Trixicast, Onyx, and Street Meat. That's also going to be on stream. That's going to be on stream as I'm looking for the time for that because I don't have that off the top of my head. Let me see. It'll be tomorrow at 9. That'll be great to see that one. But we right now are looking at the 4th seed versus 12th seed. Who's going to play the winner of those two teams? Lime and Hex. Off to the races here, and these guys have a couple common opponents, one of them being Team Polar, a team that they both beat 3-2 in Game 5, another one being Showtime Junior. Hex beat them 3-0, LatinSeven Lime beat them 3-1. They also both played Trinity, Hex beat them 3-2, LatinSeven Lime swept them. All these teams are playoff level teams as well, so these are no easy wins, and finally they both played each other in a bye match this season, and Hex Gaming took that one 3-1. Now coming into the playoffs, a different call though, and you know how different it can be. Crouton playing for SNRF, you know how different the playoffs can feel from the regular season. But those matches, these rematches, what do you think are going to be kind of the thought processes of these teams coming in?
Coming into this, LatinSeven has got a lot to prove against Hex Gaming. They took a pretty bad loss against them in regular season, but it's just like you said, playoffs are a completely different venue in terms of how the matches go and the nerves can get to you. LatinSeven has it all to do to beat Hex Gaming, but I'm really hoping for a good show no matter what happens.
I mean, you always want a good show, man. You always talk about having good matches, and I do too myself. As I think what I find craziest about this is how different they are in rankings, even though they've played so many of the same opponents. Lime, 4th seed, Hex number 12. And, you know, Hex actually beat Lime, so a couple contradicting stat lines here. What can you say about the players, though, in-game and what they're able to do for their teams?
Well, I'm not too sure who exactly will be hopping on the field as we have 4 players for each team, but overall the stats are a bit lower than I'm used to
Yeah.
seeing here in the casting booth, but it is a 3v3 circuit and they are rotating players. Every player, all 4 players for each team has gotten a chance to play, so the stats are a little bit skewed.
Yeah, and I will say we do have a quick announcement. Hex Gaming will be playing with Yugi, Mickey, and Echoing Catsup. I did get a message from my man Tony that he will not be able to play immediately starting the series, so Hex Gaming is going to start that roster going into this, but coming in, are there any players that stick out to you, subs or not, that you want to focus on, that you want us to focus on, you want the fans to focus on, Crouton?
Yeah, no, it's interesting you mentioned Hex. You said to bring in Mickey. Am I correct in hearing that?
Yes, Mickey.
That's a good play out of them because if looking at the stats, that's their best player. He's scoring over 1 goal per game. He's the only player on any of these teams to do that, and he's getting about just under a save a game. Pretty good there as well. He seems to be the strongest player out of the 8 players available here, so it's a good call to bring Mickey, I think, for Hex.
Yeah, but they are playing with their sub. They're not playing with their normal roster. Again, their captain he's not able to make it to the start of this series, so while he can send them the info that they need, the question really now becomes can Hex Gaming play well even when they're in the face of a really tough situation with their captain not being able to join the team. That's a really important player as well for them. Their captain, he is not only their leader in the Indie Gaming League sense of a leader, but he also could be their leader he's also their leader in game. The person you look up to usually is your captain. So,
Absolutely, yeah. That's definitely true.
and yeah, now we're gonna go to the end game here, and we'll be waiting out again. LatinSeven Lime at 6-1, Hex Gaming 5-2. One more game lost by Hex Gaming, and that's why they're in 12th and not at 4th. Pretty crazy if you ask me. Who's Gopher Frags? Well, I know that has to be somebody from Lime. Who? I need to know who Gopher Frags is. Is that Rich or is that Mage? I'm gonna figure out who Gopher Frags is as while we continue talking about these kind of head-to-heads. Is there anybody that on Lime that sticks out to you?
Their best player seems to be Enrico. His stats are
Enrico.
actually pretty good. I might have overlooked his stats on the first pass here. He's just about a save and a goal per game as well, just under it. But he might be a good player to bring for LatinSeven Lime. He seems to be their sort of ace in the hole.
Wow, and I guess we can definitely look at that as we're making sure that we are trying to find out who Gopher is. It turns out that Gopher is Rich E is Gopher.
Looks
Just
like Sonic Kret's in the chat trying to help us out. Good to see Sonic Kret sticking around after his really nice win in the previous match.
well, Sonic Cred is wrong. It's not Mage. Apparently, it's Rich. Rich E is Gopher Frags. Also checked on the Indie Gaming League website. Yes, Rich E is in fact Gopher Frags.
I will be curious to see what kind of lineup LatinSeven brings. Have they given you any information on who they will have showing up? Oh, I see. Enrico is in the match. That's
it's gonna be Raptor, Enrico, and Rich E against Echoing Catsup, Yugi, and Mickey.
They've got the captain for LatinSeven. That could make a bit of difference. They don't have the captain on Hex.
Yeah, someone's gonna have to step in and take over that role. We're never really going to know who really will be that kind of comms leader, but we will be able to figure out we will be able to obviously figure out somehow if we can get an interview with them afterwards. But we are going to have this series start up right now. We are on time, not late at all, as I think Raptor's now going to tell me that the other team's in. Knowing how that's going to work, we are going to get ourselves starting in just a second. As a follow coming in from King Ace Cookie. Welcome to the Spottiest stream. Croutondust and I are about ready to watch as LatinSeven Lime and Hex Gaming play in the quarterfinals.
It'll be interesting to see if we can get a LatinSeven win right after the previous one for LatinSeven Lime here. Will it be a LatinSeven night back to back? We'll find out.
Oh, that would be great as well. LatinSeven Lime, just like their LatinSeven predecessors that we saw take the win over the Clippers. They're on the blue against Hex Gaming. Their challengers in the orange. And for Hex, game one, they're going to be the team to be looking at. They've already been the team that we'd be looking at as the team coming in. We didn't have them on. We were planning to have them on stream a while ago. You can see that they were scheduled to have me, but we couldn't get that happening. As here comes Hex. It's Echoing Catsup to start it out for them. Hex beat Lime earlier in the season 3-1, and already starting off with a great on top. And what's funny about them is that they're the lower seeded team by a good amount. They're the lower seeded team, yet they have beaten Lime 3-1. So can they maybe even repeat that? What about their playstyle is going to be so dangerous? Well, that's why we're here. We're going to be able to analyze that and figure it out for you guys, as you guys as the fans, the eggs, just watch, relax, enjoy, and cheer for your favorite team.
I do love a match where the stats aren't too conclusive. I can't really draw any good conclusions or educated guesses based on the stats. So I would love to see some playstyles. What kind of playstyles these teams will emerge from these teams, and we'll see.
Yes, LatinSeven Lime forced to make a couple saves, and Yugi takes their boost as well. Raptor J with nothing. Here comes Rich, but he can't get it away. And now a double whiff from X. Go for frags, also known as Rich. Can't get the dribble. And Mickey to clear. It's going to be back for one of the LatinSeven players. Here comes Raptor J, and he destroys Catsup on the aerial. And for Rich, Rich's shot going, but not going in. Mickey to clear it and get another touch out. We are starting to see why Hex Gaming is so feared. This midfield, Lime is very defensively pushed. They're sitting on that last third, and well, it seems like Hex is taking full advantage of that.
X has had a pretty strong grasp on this game so far. They're not really letting LatinSeven Lime break out of their box. We're spending a little bit of time on the orange half here, but we'll see quickly. We're going right back into LatinSeven's box here. We'll see how much pressure they can keep.
Yeah, and it's Mickey to do a lot of these clears as well. We saw him get a couple of these pretty good aerial clears. He's able to beat out a couple players, but also able to get beat out himself. We saw him lose a massive challenge to Raptor J earlier, but still no goals for Lime. As they're coming in, having to play against a team that they would only love to beat at the most important moments. Katsup off the sideball, going back in, and for Yugi, still though, Lime picking away, but can't find a clearing in this defense.
We are seeing a bit more offense come out of Lime. That's going to be important here. They've got to get off that end. They've been doing a good job of that the past about 30 seconds. Is Mickey now to take it offensive. Can't quite get the touch he's looking for. We'll see a clear away by Gopher Frags.
Yeah. And now Gopher Rich E going in for some demos. Again, we're going to be interchanging between Gopher Frags and Rich E. Remember, they are both the exact same player. Rich E is Gopher Frags. For anybody wondering, as now he clears it off to the corner. Speaking of him, and he gets it past Echo and Katsu. Katsu can't make the touch. Yugi dunked out, but it's still not in harm's way. And X Gaming pinging this across nets, but they can't react to all of them at the same time. That shot almost goes in. This one, though, saved to the line by Yugi. Enrico into the corner. Lime only inches away from getting a good goal to tie up this game. They might be feeling a bit deflated there, as now they're on their own half once again.
It is a bit heartbreaking for LatinSeven Lime there. You thought they had one, but just cleared away really nicely by the defense there. We'll see now. Can they recover from this? They're already back on their own end, like you said. Looking a little dicey so far for LatinSeven Lime, but they've got almost minute 40 left. We'll see if they can break out of the box and really take it offensive one more.
Yugi infield going to go across. He could have gone for a doomsday there, but he didn't have enough boost. He wasn't counting on himself getting to that. After to clear, Mickey now back in for echoing Katsup, but Enrico's to beat him. And it's going to bounce up favorably for the Raptor J player. But Yugi's just sitting back waiting for it. I haven't mentioned him a lot. Yugi hasn't gone a lot of touches in this game, but when he does get those touches, they're always crucial positions in keeping possession in the midfield as well. X Gaming, that's what's buying them the time on offense, and right now they're 1-goal lead. As we've only seen a 1-goal scored, and that was very early in this game as well, as it was scored by Echoing Katsu.
Yugi has been a pretty important player so far. He's got a save, and that one goal was assisted by Yugi as well. He's been an instrumental player so far. We haven't really been saying his name too much, ironically, but on the scoreboard he's really getting it done. We'll see Raptor J tried to make something offensive there, as we'll see Gopher Fangs, also known as Rich E.
After J back, it's Yugi looking back in. X Gaming trying to get some insurance. They would like not to be stuck with only 1 goal, especially this long into a series. If you give up a goal, it might be really tough for X Gaming to get another one, because these teams have just been an absolute stalemate on getting goals on offense. As LatinSeven Lime still looking to try to pick in, they have to challenge everything here on out. Enrico to the back wall, bouncing in front. Mickey to clear it away. Raptor J can follow this up, but Mickey gets that touch, and now going to go after Rich. Rich over 1, but not over Yugi. That will hit. X Gaming with a Game 1 win.
X had some really strong defense there at the end. LatinSeven was throwing everything at them, and they were up on the backboard at one point, clearing it away. Pretty good standstill defense there from X to close that Game 1 out. We'll
Ironically,
see. We'll let LatinSeven line take things a little bit more offensive. You'd like to see them try and clean things up.
yeah, ironically enough, LatinSeven Lime has more shots. The Hex Gaming now stating that their captain is here, so we are. As LatinSeven Lime, ironically enough, they had more shots as well in that game as well. But Hex Gaming, it just seemed like they just had a lot more pressure. Sure, they didn't get a lot done with it. They only had a single goal, but all that mattered was that early goal, and they were able to hold out for the win.
Yeah, and both teams had 2 saves apiece as well. I'm not, like it was as close as it could have been. Really, now looking at the stats, I'm not sure LatinSeven line needs to change too much. They were just barely off. They had some great attempts, but 2 good saves by Hex kept them out of the box. We'll see now with this sub. Will things change?
And mind you, that was with their sub last game. Now Hex Gaming has their full roster, and they're up with a 1-game advantage. That must be a bit demoralizing for LatinSeven Lime, knowing you can't even beat the version of their team with their sub instead of their captain playing.
And it looks like Cat Soup was the one to be subbed out for the captain.
Yeah, and Katsu was the one that scored last game as well. An interesting choice. But I'm sure that with the amount of time that these guys have been playing together in both 3s and 2s, they are able to make the right decisions. As now my man Tony going downfield. That's only the 2nd goal this series. It's been almost 5 minutes of. It's been more like 4.5 minutes actually, more likely, of not having a goal. But my man Tony already 9 seconds in game 2 and getting his team off to a great lead. There's a reason they have their captain playing, and it's for reasons like those.
Talk about making an entrance immediately after coming in. The captain has doubled the total goals for the series. A great way to make an entrance there and kind of scare LatinSeven line maybe.
Well, maybe it's the only way you can really say that. We really can't tell. LatinSeven Lime, though, probably not too scared right now. They know that they can still get back in this one as Enrico now to clear. Mickey gonna put on an early challenge and going after Rich E, who has changed his name back to Rich E here. It looks like in between games he's made a change to his name in Steam. As after Jay into the corner, my man Tony to barrel in front for Yugi off the back wall. As Richie can't make the touch, Yugi can challenge Enrico, but still LatinSeven Lime finding it very difficult to get a chance on offense. But Richie, that's a great 50-50, a solid play. And Lime's going to need more of those if they want to keep if they want to throw the pressure onto Hex, because Hex right now currently loving this lead that they have.
And this does seem to be a match where a small amount lead is there. The captain again, my man Tony, really showing why he was put into this match for game 2. He's doubled the official total from game 1. Really showing why he was put into this match again.
And even so, maybe he's that comms leader. A lot of times captains are also not just in-game captains, but out-of-game captains too. They're the ones that get the scrims. Captains, though, sometimes the unsung heroes of these teams. A lot of times people will talk about the captains, maybe, and even for some teams, you might even say they're the weakest player, but they're almost always going to be the reason that a team does well or not, because they're the ones to set up the team for success. They're the ones to schedule everything. And they're the ones to make sure that the team is playing on time. In a way, they're kind of like a manager for their team, a coach as well, even for some teams. Although some others have dedicated coaching staff. They do a lot of the work for this team, and now my man Tony proving it in game, his worth, as now his team enjoying a bigger lead than they had in game 1.
And I think you're absolutely right when you say the captain is an important player to have on the field. I can tell you from personal experience on SNRF. Flying Narwhal being our captain, he's the one to pull it together both on the comms, like you said, and on the field, offensively and defensively. He can get it done. And it seems like my man Tony might be this team's Narwhal, if I were to get a bit abstract with things.
That's the first time I've ever heard someone say that. That's a new sentence, everybody. Make sure to put it down in your books. My man Tony, the new Narwhal. Make sure to get it on your news lines as well, and your local newspapers. Sure, nobody will have a single clue what's happening, but if any of you guys know, I'm sure you guys are gonna absolutely love it. A great quote there from Crouton.
I haven't seen too much out of Enrico, who was my player to watch for LatinSeven Lime. Hoping to see maybe if they can really get things rolling for LatinSeven Lime. I'd love to see them get something on the board. So far, they've kept a 0. Here we go. As
there it is.
After Jay.
Oh my goodness. And it's Raptor J to score this one. Lime breaks their goal drought here in game 2. But it took them a while to do that. Now they only have just over 2 minutes remaining to get that last goal. And well, for most games, I would say, oh, that's not that bad. Oh, no, it really isn't that bad. Okay, then Richie's gonna score immediately off kickoff. Wow. Lime already putting it back onto Hex Gaming saying, your lead doesn't matter. As my man Tony, we've been only saying his praise so far, but that's a mistake there on the kickoff, not flipping the right direction.
Does seem to be a rare miss there from the captain, and talk about a white-hot comeback here. We're already back in, I don't know, what was that, maybe 8 seconds between the 2 goals there? It was just
it was less. It was less than 8 seconds. It was maybe 3 or 4. That was not a lot of time for Lime to get back. Probably the fastest we've ever seen 2 goals, one after the other in this series, and that's not that hard of a mark to beat, you know, how low scoring this has been. But after Jay coming in, and he's doing so much. We talked about my man Tony being the captain to step up, but what about the Dingo player? Rafter with his 2nd goal, and now LatinSeven Lime take their first lead of the series with a 3-goal swing. Hex Gaming hasn't been able to answer them just yet.
I pulled up the scoreboard just now, and let me tell you, it is the battle of the captains here. Both captains have over 300 points, well over the lobby average. It's really going to be which captain is able to pull more stops out here. We'll see it. A great match so far.
And what's crazy is, it's not even about who will score more, it's about who's going to utilize their team better, because if you can utilize your team better, you're just going to get more points from assists, from passes, from being effective on the ball. Now, which one of these captains will do that, as so far it's been Raptor J. He's had a much stronger impact for this team, as he's the one to help them with more goals, but my man Tony's going to need to get a little bit more utilization of his teammates here. It seems like this game he hasn't been able to do very well with that, and here comes Enrico, but can't put in the shot. Still no goals for Enrico this entire series. When will he wake up? He has barely over 100 points, and while points don't matter too much, it can kind of tell just how effective and involved someone is in a game. And Enrico here, kind of the sitting back, the silent player.
Enrico just about had a goal there. It was a good stand-up for the Hex defense there. Enrico just about snuck it past him. As we said, the camera's been on Enrico for a minute here. It'll go to Richie now. Enrico up for it again, cleared away by Mickey.
And I mean, what do you think is going to have to change here for Hex Gaming? We haven't really talked about any sort of errors they make, because there's no clear like errors. They're not making any whiffs, but they aren't really being all that effective either. Their offense has been wildly inaccurate at getting their shots, at just getting shots in general. As here comes Yugi in, and another missed opportunity from Hex, and that one should have been put to bed. But now they just have to fight again. Last seconds for them. It's pinched out field. Anyone to shoot? No! LatinSeven Lime will take 1 game back and tie up the series. But the question now for Hex is, can their offense be utilized a little better? Because they still had a ton of pressure this game, but so far they've been outshot both games, even though they've had a ton of offense.
It did seem to be the story there. These teams were very evenly matched. It really came down to 1 goal, and that was that face-off goal, unfortunately. That my man Tony had an unfortunate face-off with, I believe it was, and that really made all the difference. Other than that, these teams were, I would say, dead even with each other. So like if you go as sort of, you paint it with a broad brush, they're just about even, 2-2 without that unfortunate face-off. We'll see now. Like you said, Hex is going to have to clean things up for sure. We'll see if they can make more use of the team there from the captain.
I wouldn't say clean things up is the wrong term to use. I would say more so just amp up that offense. Their offense has been slow, and it was a problem in Game 1. We didn't talk about it because their defense was out of this world, but they can't rely on their defense to play that well every single game. They're going to need to have that offense play a little bit stronger, and they're going to need to get a bigger lead earlier.
They are going to have to come out hot here. This would be the game to do it. We'll see. My man Tony had a really hot start as he came in last match, but it kind of fizzled out as the match kept going. We'll see. Will my man Tony try and make good on his name here? Is almost a goal there from Raptor J. It will be anyway.
Yeah, and a great start here for Lime. Raptor J, he's been getting involved everywhere ever since the middle of Game 2, and he could really be the reason that Lime takes a win here. How is he going to be stopped? Well, Hex Gaming has to start suffocating him. They did well with that on Enrico, but it seems like Raptor J is starting to break out of that shell.
they are going to have to start trying to keep Raptor J out of the box at the very least. You know, kind of early challenges are going to be their best friend here with Raptor J hitting the net like he is right now. They're going to have to figure something out, maybe bumps, maybe demos. Just get in the player's face. And it's going to be a goal from Yuki there. Speaking of Raptor J, couldn't quite make the save on that one.
Yeah, and you say getting in their face. Well, this is really not this is the exact opposite, but they get the goal nonetheless. Yuki catching Raptor J just a slight bit outside of the net, and he proves to call out his bluff there on that positioning, saying, "I will score on you. You've given me too much space," and it's already tied back. Hex Gaming with a little bit of momentum on their side off this kickoff. Now it's down for Mickey, trying to get a second. Instead, he stomps on Tony, and no way, Hex. As Raptor J, oh, he's broken the rule 1. We're going to see if that maybe bites back at LatinSeven Lime here, as Hex Gaming breaking the headlock rule, the unwritten rules of Rocket League. Something that you really can't break, and Mickey proving why! Oh, right back, and for LatinSeven Live, they have to blame that on Raptor J breaking the rule 1 earlier. For Mickey, though, he's going to say it was all skill with that aerial play to beat past the defense.
And it was an unspoken rule broken from Raptor J, and they'll pay for it again. Mickey had a lot to do with that goal, but I would really like to think that the rule 1 might have had a little bit to do with that one. A great shot nonetheless from Mickey there, really making use of mechanics.
Yeah, and I'm not even taking anything away from that shot. That was a highlight play from Mickey. As we've been talking about him, he hasn't gotten as involved as the captains have. The captains have been the standout players. We were talking about Mickey and Enrico before this series, but it has literally been the captains, Tony and Raptor J, to get involved in most of this series. And do any of these star players that we talk about, any of these superstar level players, show up? Because if any of them do show up, that could end the series here.
I do think at any moment Enrico might, sort of snap into it and start hitting the net like he's known to do, as we see my man Tony. Speaking of the captains again, as I talk about the non-captain players, we'll shift the focus right back to the captain, my man Tony. A great pass there. He picks it up immediately. Mickey to Tony. A good passing play there.
Yeah, it is a great passing play. Mickey not with the shot there, instead letting Tony come in through. Tony's shooting's been good, but what has not been good for Hex is the kickoffs. This has been an issue for them. The kickoffs have not been in their winning favor. And they're going to need to clean up. That is one thing you do need to clean up if you're on Hex, because you can't possibly be losing on this badly on kickoffs and expect amazing things to always happen, because kickoff goals that are almost always preventable if your kickoff is done well enough. After J infield for Tony, and you get through, and this one in front of the net. Raptor J with this clear. Mickey waiting so far out, and Raptor J beats him as well. Infield for Rich E. My man Tony the clear, and now Enrico to the corner. Lime down by 2. A very similar situation that we saw since last game. They came back, but can they do it again?
They've got plenty of time to do so. We'll see if they try and take things more offensive. Here's one possibly. Raptor J does clean it up. I was going to say I couldn't see the angle there. Thought it might have been off. Raptor J will make sure it's on anyway. Great way to get to that ball.
Yeah, what a touch from Raptor J off the sidewall as well. I didn't even notice the first time I saw it, but the second time, that's how the defender was beat. Raptor J's got that extra touch and that extra speed. Completely unpredictable since he's on the sidewall in a pretty awkward situation for any player. But he makes the touch, gets that little bit of extra speed, and the defender is caught absolutely toast.
You see now, Mickey will take it offensive. No, it's a quick challenge from Richie. That's a good one now. Enrico into the corner. You'll see a good challenge there from Yugi. And Richie again with a nice dunk. He's going to make sure this thing goes center. Not quite, though. Raptor J doesn't quite get the touch.
Rico, last man back. Yugi to beat him. In comes Mickey. He can't find the shot. Now the other way. Richie can't hit the ball. And everybody's getting whiffs. And Rico, he can't put it on targets. And LatinSeven Lime. In comes Raptor J. He can't make contact. LatinSeven Lime. A couple seconds there of some of the worst Rocket League they've played so far this game. But now all of a sudden they're stepping back into it. And if that's what I consider the worst that they played this game, these teams are playing extremely quality.
It's true, yeah, and it must be the nerves. They're running out of time, as Mickey's going to make the nerves even worse. But I was going to say is they're running out of time to tie things up, and they had a couple chances that they couldn't make good on. The lead has just been doubled, unfortunately, by Mickey.
And Hex Gaming they must be listening into us because they knew exactly what we told them to do. A more effective offense, and that's what we have here. Lime hasn't really made any crazy changes to their playstyle. To be fair, why would you after getting a win in Game 2? But X Gaming, we can see they've made that change. It's just better shooting, really. Maybe it's a turn of events. Maybe Game 2 is a bad shooting day for them. But you know, they've changed it around a little bit for X.
It's true, yeah, and it does seem that you're on a bit of a roll tonight as an analyst. Earlier, you had the great call on the LatinSeven game earlier where they needed a change, and it looks like you've done it again here. You said, "Hey, Hex, you need to make more use of your players on offense," and that's exactly what they've done. They've done a great job of really making things work so far in this game.
Yeah, but unlike that LatinSeven series, where what was the change that I said that the LatinSeven players need to do? By the way,
I believe it was the second man challenges.
oh yeah, second man challenges. Well, that was more of like a decisional thing. This one, honestly, might just be based on how the players on X Gaming are feeling. They did get that first goal as well, which is going to prove momentous for them, I believe. That is always really helpful for them, getting the first goal or two and really keeping the momentum on their side. But what I think has really been, this change has just been kind of like a momentum, kind of a feel change, really. You can't just immediately say, "Oh, I have better shooting." As here comes Enrico with, oh, better shooting here from Enrico. Actually, really solid shot here from him off the crossbar. But that shooting coming a bit late for Lime. They have 8 seconds left. And they need another goal.
Gonna have to be a face-off goal. It wouldn't be the first, ironically, for LatinSeven Lime if they get one here. They won't, unfortunately. They're gonna have to really put on the burners here to get downfield. Richie missed the touch. That might call it for this one.
Yeah, it will. Mickey not getting the touch. X Gaming now up 2-1. Could we see another repeat of the last time these two have played? It went 3-1 in favor of Hex. Now against LatinSeven Lime. They could do it again. Maybe getting some flashbacks here for LatinSeven.
I gotta tell you, I saw a spark of hope for LatinSeven Lime at the end of that game. You saw Enrico's name popped up on that scoreboard. That tells me maybe Enrico's waking up and really gonna have a great showing in the next match here. I really hope so. I'd really love to see some heavy offense from Enrico.
Yeah, it seems like he has been somewhat quiet. Although this game he's been doing more sort of dirty work, keeping the offense for Lime. Now it's going to be on them. Their offense has not been terrible, but it hasn't been amazing. 3 for 8, but compared to 4 for 8, just slightly worse than Hex. I said Hex needed to get some better shooting. They did, and now they're really taking the fight to LatinSeven. Again, for that one, I'm going to keep saying it. That change, I don't think they changed anything crazy about their playstyle. Maybe it was just one of those games where they're just feeling a little bit better on offense and a little more confident to go for what they want to go for.
Absolutely, yeah. And speaking of confidence, it's the other way around for LatinSeven Lime. The nerves are on, and they've really got to take this game by the horns. They're on match point here. They're at risk of being kicked out as Raptor J starts out as hot as you'd like. 5 seconds for a goal, a great shot. Right off the face-off from Enrico.
And you ask that they need to step up when their tournament life is on the line. And who is it to make the step up? It's Raptor J. It's almost always been Raptor J for this team to step up when they need someone to do so. Can Raptor J lead his team into Game 5 Champions Field? Lime with an early lead here, and now making it 2 as Enrico is going to be credited with that goal. If this was Sart BC, the goal would definitely not have been his. It would have been in favor of Yugi putting that in his own nets. Unchallenged challenged by no one. Yugi just flops into his own net. You saw the initial attempt at a clear from Mickey go south. So that was what created it here for him, and that doesn't matter whose mistake it really was. Hex is down by 2.
It is a quick 2-goal lead here for LatinSeven Lime, and you can see Sonic Kretz in the chat really cheering on his fellow LatinSeven team. We'll see if his cheers can reach the LatinSeven Lime team. So far, they've been working as Enrico's going to get another one. The player to watch, I said at the start, he's really heating up now.
Here comes the X Factor coming in. It's now 2 goals for Enrico, and we're not even 45 seconds in. 3-0 lead for LatinSeven Lime. And Nomster is literally biting our camera right now as we had to zoom in right into his mouth. I don't know how to feel about that one. Getting maybe a little too close to Nomster there. As now after Jay to clear, and the players that have stepped up for Lime, or needed to step up for Lime, are stepping up. And yet we don't talk about Rich E enough. And he's been instrumental. A lot of times, well, that's not That's some bad timing to mention Rich E, as my man Tony just scores on him off of a mistake from Rich E. You can see, look at how aggressive him and Rafter J are. No one back, and then when Rich E does get back, overdoes his turn. My man Tony with effectively an open nets to shoot on.
And for the better part of the first minute here, it's been all LatinSeven Lime, but we're seeing maybe a resurgence here for Hex, as the captain will take advantage. He's got another shot on target here. This one's in. It's a miss from the defense on Lime. Unfortunate, but another good goal for my man Tony.
I think they are listening to me, because I did also say their Hex Gaming kickoffs have been substantially worse, but then they get a goal off of it. I don't know what to think. Now can they keep up? We got another kickoff ahead for them. And they win this one as well. Yugi smashed it into the corner. Shot not on. Enrico couldn't save it. Had it gone, snuck its way to the back post, we could be seeing Hex tie it up almost immediately from two kickoff goals.
And you hate to see a 3-goal lead get evaporated this quickly. They're still up by 1. It's not completely gone, but it's got to be a bit demoralizing to lose a 2-point sort of lead there that quickly.
It's infield. Mickey not able to get the touch. Neither is Tony. It's back for Yugi to save. X Gaming not out of the woods just yet. And that's why Enrico, now it's his hat trick. And Enrico, the silent killer, coming out in full storm.
And once more we see the lime-colored Nomster, true to form for LatinSeven Lime. Enrico's got the goal explosion to match. Really eating up the defense just like the Nomster.
As Rich now back. See, I see what you guys mean. Well, it may seem serious on the stream. It's all just fun and jokes here. As Mickey coming up, Rafter J coming in. Oh, it's off the post, and Hex Gaming spinning around in circles on defense. No matter how hard they try, they're outpaced at every single moment. And it's Enrico on the scoreboard again.
And you heard what I said at the end of the last game. I said Enrico had a spark of hope. Boy, he's up to 4 goals already. What a great game from Enrico. And we're only 2 minutes in. This has been a 7-goal game. Much different than the previous games. Don't count Hex out yet, though. They've shown their mettle here as well. They've got teeth in this game. 2 goals already. We'll see if they're going to get a third.
Yeah, it started as a spark, but now it's a full-blown fire. Someone get the extinguisher. Enrico playing hot Rocket League, and can Hex turn him out? Can they turn him off of this streak? And even if they do manage to get rid of him, there's still Rafter J to have to contend with. He has been just as aggressive, just as important. Well, he hasn't scored 4 goals. He's been able to make a lot of these assists, a lot of these pressure plays, and Hex has to split their defense to contend with both of these players.
It really has been a powerful 2-style offense from Enrico and Rafter J. And I would like to say that I was completely correct when I said Enrico was really heating up, but I think you're right. I think as a whole, LatinSeven is working much better this match than in previous matches. They all seem to be on the same page as Enrico puts another shot there. Richie just a little late to it, and Rafter J will gladly put that one back in offensive territory.
Tony with the read, but not to the liking of Mickey. It's going in front. Tony can't get it. Yeah, he does. Oh, it's in front of it. It's bouncing. Oh, it's cleared away by Mickey. Oh my goodness, Hex Gaming with their light flashing before their eyes there. My man Tony, I counted him out in front of the nets. It wasn't the best camera angle, but I didn't think he'd get that save. How in the world did he do that? Did you have a better look at that one, Crouton?
I didn't quite get a good look at it, but I will say Richie had a great shot there. It's a miracle, and honestly, that my man Tony was able to get that out. I didn't quite get to see how he got it out, but it certainly was impressive.
I think it just somehow found its way in front of him. He just jumped in front, put his body on the line, and Hex Gaming still chasing this ball. We might be seeing ourselves go to Champions Field to end out tonight. And Crouton, I'm sure I know you always love long series. And what a way to end it off tonight.
I would love to see the end of tonight be a great Game 5, possibly Game 5 overtime, but they've got just under a minute to do it. Hex can come back still. 3-goal deficit isn't that bad. But with the way Rafter J, Enrico, and Richie are playing, I'm not sure they can really do it. It's going to be an uphill battle.
Yeah, my predictions are at the end of this game, Richie's going to become more and more important. We do say he sits back a lot more than his comrades do, but that's just going to make him really tough to beat for Hex Gaming, because if he's sitting back and Hex Gaming have to get these clears upfield to get the offense going fast, well then it's gonna be, then Rich E can just clear it back to them. They need to rely on being able to get the ball through Rich E, and that's no easy task.
That's right, yeah. LatinSeven, as I said, it's not just Enrico, and it's not just the captain there, Raptor J. All three of them are working really well. Like you said, you've got a lightning storm of offense from Raptor J and Enrico, but also, even if you could somehow survive it and try for a counterattack, well, Richie's there in the backfield to bail them out immediately. It's a really strong showing from LatinSeven line.
Yeah, and as soon as this ball does hit the ground, it's gonna go to Game 5, and Champions Field awaits us. The field polished and ready. I'm excited for this one. If you guys don't know anything about Game 5s, that's when I get loud. And Crouton can definitely attest to that.
That is true, yeah.
Oh, especially if we get to a Game 5 overtime, then I really do get loud. Because it's now or never. As before we go, just to set the stage for you guys, this is where they are in the current playoff sheet. Winner of this will be playing the winner of StrikesCast Onyx Street Meet, which we will see tomorrow. This is for the semifinals. This is for the chance at a medal. If they can win in the semifinals, they can guarantee a medal. If they lose, they still can go. They still can go for bronze. This series will end someone's season in a heartbreak. For the other, just more confidence to keep going.
You got a raid from Red Falcon just now.
Hey, Red Falcons coming in with the raid of 8. Hello, Red Falcons. Yeah, man, we are just finishing up the stream here. We have a Game 5 between LatinSeven Lime and Hex Gaming. Everybody, welcome to the stream. I'm Sporty FC. I'm so happy to see you guys. And along with me is Croutondust. Say hi, Crouton.
How's it going, everybody? Thanks for showing up to Sporty's stream.
Yeah, we've been casting together for a while this weekend. Man, this series shaping up to be a good one. We just saw in last game, Hex Gaming absolutely dominated by LatinSeven Lime. Lime now with the momentum. And what will they make? Will they make use of it? Or do Hex find a way to come back? Hex can hold the midfield. They don't score as. They don't seem to be as crazy offense. Have as crazy of an offense as Lime. But if they can hold control, Lime seems to fall silent. Can Raptor J, Enrico, and Richie play at that same level that we know they can, or do the Hex players find a way to come back?
And you've seen the camera a few times switch over to my man Tony there. He's going to be the player to do it. He has it all to do for his team, Hex. We'll see if they can come back. Like you said, LatinSeven Lime has momentum to spare after that last match. We'll see what Hex can do.
Yeah, as Mickey to the back corner, getting around Rich and clears it away. Enrico back, Tony to clear. Tony, this is going to count as a shot. After Jay, that's going to count as a save. And now back in from Tony! Oh, it sneaks on through from the corner. Everybody pull out your projectors, it's math class, and your teacher is my man Tony. How in the world does he find that net?
Once again, the captain is showing his stuff. Since he entered, all the way back in Game 2, it seems like a century ago, he's really been putting on the offense shot after shot. Again, he's going to have to be the one to do it, to pull the win out for Hex.
Yo, and we got another raid here coming in from Trigger Happy, another fellow caster. Hello, Trigger Happy. How's your casting going on so far? By the way, how's the casting been going for both of you guys? Hopefully your stream's been amazing. As welcome, guys. Our final match tonight, it's a Game 5. LatinSeven Lime versus Hex Gaming. Lime currently trying to find a way back. It's gonna be from Rafter! The captain's doing it for both teams, and they score to give their teams hope in Game 5. Enrico up for the demo, but Raptor J still has to beat out Tony, and he gets the irritable, and he plays it by perfection.
And it's looking like a shootout between the two captains, just like we saw in Game 2. We'll see this time, will there be a different result? And maybe will my man Tony continue to make use of his players there on the pitch as we see Raptor J, the captain, once again. A great way to get another goal. They're up 1.
Raptor J, it's been the captains doing all the work, and that's kind of been what it's like to this series. The captains, leaders on the field, getting the wins, playing when they have to play, playing strong. Raptor J to score again. And LatinSeven Lime putting the pressure, putting the questions on Hex Gaming. Can Hex Gaming respond? Enrico up to Raptor. Raptor can't get the shot. Smicky coming through. Now Richie, third man. We don't talk about Richie often, but that's the reason he's been instrumental. A big reason that LatinSeven won the last game. It's now back. Enrico being out by my man Tony in front for Mickey. Can't get the shot. It's cleared away by Enrico. He has to pay for it with his life. But his life enough to spare to keep his team in.
Is this in? Raptor J again, the captains. Again, it's all been all captains, and really it's been all Raptor J. They're up 2 after this great shot from midfield.
It's Raptor J again. We're gonna keep saying his name over and over and over again. That's how influential he is. If LatinSeven Lime can hold out here for the rest of the game, they're gonna be able to beat out Hex Gaming. So many matches. Hex Gaming, though, the lower seed, if they can get the win, it'll be on a massive upset to go into the semifinals with. Massive momentum for either of these teams, whoever wins. We have half the game done, and those 2 minutes 30 seconds left. Gonna feel very quick for Hex Gaming. They need to utilize the most out of it. Enrico. It can't get through Mickey. Mickey to clear it downfield. Hex Gaming can make offense out of this.
And don't forget, earlier in the regular season, LatinSeven Lime took their only loss of the season from Hex Gaming. This is really a comeback story for them, despite them being the higher seed. It's been an absolute battle so far. We're in Game 5 now. LatinSeven Lime's up 2. That's about to change. It's the captain again. My man Tony cuts the lead in half.
And it is my man Tony to do it, and after Jay removes by Yugi. And Tony able to put this one right through the defense, splits them both. Richie can't tell where the ball's going from that smoke screen. And he can't react to the clear going through it. Through the fire and the smoke comes my man Tony. And Hex Gaming on the cusp of being able to tie this game back. At the end, 3-2 is the scoreline. Hex Gaming can make that 3-3. But first they have to play defense.
You saw an impressive save there from the captain, my man Tony. Again, we've been saying the captain's name almost exclusively this match. We'll see if any other players decide to step up, but they've all been important in this one. It's been a battle so far.
It's only one player in a team of 3. The captains are important. We can't forget about the other ones. Mickey now down to Yugi. My man Tony with the demo on Enrico. Going in front, getting rid of After J. It's in front of it for Yugi! Oh, Yugi ties it up. It's 3-3. Just about a minute remaining. And Yugi, off of my man Tony's bump plays, can make the chaos turn into goals. Hex Gaming ties it up.
Are you kidding me with that play? Talk about a well-oiled machine. It was Mickey to my man Tony. My man Tony leaves with a bump, and you saw Yugi was there to clean it up. A real all-hands-on-deck style goal there, and they tie it up. We've got a minute left, and Enrico's got the ball.
Well, he's bumped away. It's Mickey! Mickey to score! Hex Gaming running it back here. And now they take the lead. Enrico, too slow. That first touch, not really going to help him there. He's hitting it beside him. That means he has to then take more time to recover. Hex Gaming fighting their way back into this one, clawing their way to this lead.
And it just like that, we've got a minute left. Hex Gaming now, the ones in the lead. LatinSeven Lime has got to put the burners on and get some offense going. It's a tough spot to be in, down 1 with just a minute left. Again, the pressure is on, the nerves are high. We're in Game 5. LatinSeven Lime has got to get this goal.
So many teams, when they are asked to do this thing, it can make things so much more difficult. The player to look at would be Enrico as well. He was so instrumental to the win last game, making their offense a 2-pronged attack. Now in Game 5, he's falling silent as we do have a headlock here, and broken away by LatinSeven Lime. Is that going to cost them? Rich E broke the unwritten rules. We had that happen earlier, and that got countered as Raptor J broke a rule 1 earlier this series. But now it's Rich E to do it, taking no chances.
Raptor J now, he's got a nice looking ball, not quite. He had it dangerous there. Will the ball drop? It will. Hex Gaming, congratulations on the win.
They did it once. They did it again. Hex Gaming are making it to the semifinals. And a 12th seed on the board, I believe. 12th or 13th seed on the board. They don't play like one. Now they're top 4. And they can fight for medals. This best of 5 ends in Game 5, and it just ended with a lackluster performance at the end from LatinSeven Lime. They're only 1 goal away, but really it was that they just kind of fell silent again. The pressure is a little too much to handle, I think, for LatinSeven Lime. Hex Gaming make sure that this one will end with them on top.
And it's a heartbreaking end for LatinSeven Lime. It really looked like Rafter J and the squad there really had a strong grasp on Game 5, but as you said, Hex Gaming came clawing back from 3 down. What a comeback story for Hex Gaming. And we will see history repeat itself as Hex Gaming goes over LatinSeven Lime, and they do move on. Congratulations, of course, and well played by LatinSeven Lime.
There we go. As we are going to get an interview with the players of Hex Gaming in for you guys. We are going to take a quick 1-minute break soon as we are going to have to set up this interview with them. We'll be right back. Just take this time to kind of cool down. That was quite an intense series. Welcome back, everybody. And guess who we have? We have my man Tony, the talk of the town, and Yugi in our chat. Congratulations on the win. Game 5 must have been intense.
Yeah, it was a little bit.
We were pretty confident on it though. Even when we were behind, we felt like we had it unlocked.
Oh yeah.
Of course.
I would like, if I may, to ask. This one will go to my man Tony being the captain. Was it kind of scary when in Game 4 you had kind of the tandem offense from Rafter J and Enrico? How were you able to recover and get the win in Game 5?
So they were actually one of our 6 matches that we had during the normal circuit. We ended up taking that game 3-1, and it kind of almost went the same way as it did this game. Like, we took game 1, they took game 3, and then in the previous series that we had, we took both straight games after that. And so pretty much we just clarified like how they played last time and saw how we could adapt to it in this game as well. Because we saw that like in the last series they went for a lot of demos like they did this time. They were playing super aggressive like they did this time. So as long as we slowed down the play a little bit when we needed to and then just brought on that full force attack, we knew we had it.
And to add on to that one as well, like Yeah, you said the last time it went 3-1, and you did some preparation for this one. But Yuki, it went 3-2. Do you think this might have been a factor of LatinSeven Lime just really playing well, or was it maybe the playoff pressure, or maybe even both, kind of getting into your guys' heads here during the series? It is the quarterfinals. You must be having a lot of thoughts running in your mind for this one to go to 3-2. There must have been some factors to influence that when it was such a close series.
Yeah, game 4, we just kind of had like a really, really rough, timid start for some reason. And it wasn't until like the last 2 minutes of that game that we started locking down our play style. But once we had that down, like we knew we've beaten these guys before. We knew if we just played our game, we'd be fine. And even in game 5, like I said, when we were down, we just did our thing.
And to keep the spotlight on you, sort of here, Yugi, you were present for all 5 matches there. I would be interested to know, how did you feel coming into this series, and how do you feel now that you've won?
Um, it felt good to win. I didn't expect anything else from our boys. We got a really good squad here. As you saw, even our sub takes names. So yeah, no, I really like, all we're gonna do is keep improving.
Yeah, you always keep improving, but the series didn't start on the right foot for you. Didn't start on the right foot for you guys, or so it seemed. My and Tony, you were having some issues. They getting in and on time. You were forced to play with echoing Katsu, but you guys got the winning game 1. Must have made you feel good going into game 2 with the that win under your belt.
Oh yeah, 100%. And like I was texting the other captain, life happens sometimes. That's why we have subs. And the thing of it is just like I got cut off at work. I work at a car wash, so really how busy we are and how late I stay over just depends on how many cars we run that day. Um, and it just ended up being one of those busiest days, but I knew for a fact I have so much trust in Yugi, Mickey, and Ketchup. Like I was not that afraid that they would take the first game.
And I have one more question. This will be my last question, if I may. This is for you, my man Tony. I've got to know, and I've been waiting to ask this. How did it feel to come into game 2 with such a hot start? I think you had one of the best starts to any sub in I've ever seen. I mean, you came in so crazy, goal right off the bat. How did that feel?
So I love playing aggressive in this game. I think it's hilarious. If you saw how SSG were playing once they picked up Daniel this year, like that is how I love to play. SSG and V1 playstyle is my favorite thing in the entire world because it makes so many people so heated, and that's how you get into people's minds. Is you have to make them heated to where they start overplaying and overcommitting stuff. And just coming right out of the gate, I knew for a fact that they were not going to expect me to just play so aggro because I didn't play that aggro our last series. So I figured, I was like, hey, let's just come in aggro, let's heat them up a little bit, and we got it.
Let's heat him up, as my man Tony says. It was a shutout between you and Rafter J, but the unsung heroes were those that were alongside you as well, and you being one of them. You had having my man Tony just playing lights out, but you had to worry about Rafter J, and then Enrico jumping in game 4. Must have made you guys a little bit nervous, but what'd you do to keep supporting your team throughout the series?
I mean, we started recently doing a really funny thing. The coach that we have for our team, shout out to Owl Liquid, love ya.
Thanks.
He he has us do this thing sometimes where we start talking in different accents. Like at the beginning of game 5, Yugi was threatening to talk in a Russian accent for game
No,
5.
it was Australian.
Australian, that's right.
I threatened Mickey with an Australian accent, and it worked. So
Yeah,
Mickey's,
so
we gotta get a new phobia here, a phobia of Australian accents, because apparently Mickey might have it.
yeah. But no, you just got to keep a light attitude, man. One of the things that another team I really like, NRG, they were kind of washed this year, but one of the things that they do
Oh.
is they just joke around and stuff in between games just to keep the like motivation and like vibes high, and that's one of the things I love to do, man.
there's nothing wrong with that statement. From the keeping a positive attitude to the, I guess, the Australian accent phobia, and to the energy wash statement. You've been right on you've been right all tonight, haven't you, my friend? And to end this one off, as you're gonna give it to Yugi now. You've been just kind of having fun. You've been on this team and being positive. What is it like to have a positive role model like Tony on your team? It seems like he leads you guys in many different aspects.
I'd say so. He's definitely. I don't know. I feel like I'm more of the hype man for this team, and then
100%.
yeah, he's the more strategy minded guy. And so we kind of play off each other really well because of that. Or I'm just like, guys, we got this, and he goes, here's how we got this, and then it just comes together.
I love it. The group is working in tandem. As man, what a great end. But before we do go, we're gonna get two things out of you. First of all, we're going to. Do you guys want to say anything to the teams that you're gonna play up against next in the coming into the semifinals? I'm sure you guys have some comments to teams that maybe didn't expect you guys to make it. You guys came in as one of the low seeds, but now making it here, teams must fear you guys. Do you have anything that you want to say to those teams?
I'll let you have that first.
just wait till we get on a steady server and Mickey's not playing on Switch.
Facts. One of the things I want to say really quick. Mickey plays on a Switch. Like, he doesn't have a monitor. He plays on a Switch.
Have you guys tried that?
I've heard how terrible it is. I've heard it's like 30 frames per second. It's terrible. It sounds terrible.
It's not even that. I tried recently just so I could trade items with him. I did the time limit was like 50 minutes in order to trade. It was the worst thing ever. I had a headache for like 2 hours afterwards.
Yeah, no, Mickey.
It's not fun. I don't know how he does it.
Mickey is so incredibly talented at this game. Like, it's not even funny.
Of course.
But yeah. One thing that I would say is, I mean, it can pretty much only get better from here. I mean, one of the things I like to say, or I don't really say it a lot, but one of the things I do truly believe in is that you are only as strong as your weakest link. And every single one of us can bring something to this team, whether if it's strategically or if it's mechanically. I mean, it's just one of those things. You got to have people that are very well rounded in this game in order to play defense, midfield, and striker, as I like to call it sometimes. And all four of us definitely have that 100%. And yeah, I'm ready to take this all the way to grand finals, man.
Okay, I love the confidence. Gotta have that confidence going in. And Crouton, I'm sure you can agree with that kind of confidence, right? You actually do play.
Absolutely.
I don't right now.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Confidence is a huge factor, and I really like hearing that you guys are just having fun in the comms. I think that really comes across on the field. You guys were super fun to watch. Congrats on the win, of course, and I really can't wait to see where you guys go next. And good luck, of course, in your semifinal match.
I appreciate it.
Of course, but before you do go, you know the drill, and in fact, I'm gonna have Crouton. You want to tell them what the fun tradition that we have that we have on the Twitch channel for teams that do join interviews.
Oh,
yeah,
no.
yeah. To kind of close things out, is there anyone that you'd like to shout out that maybe helped get you here and helped you come into the quarterfinals so strong?
Yeah, we'll start with Yugi. We'll start with Yugi.
Owl.
Oh,
My man, Owl. This guy, Owl, bro.
Sorry, no. Sorry, the my man name's already been taken. Sorry, who again? No, but yeah, you gotta shout out the coach.
Yeah,
of course.
He puts way too much time into both of the teams that we have here at Hex. So
Yeah.
no, that guy's an absolute legend.
Of course, and now we ended off with my man Tony. You were undoubtedly the MVP of the series. Now, do you have anything that you want to say? Anybody that you want to thank for the support, the help, the training, the process of getting now to the IGL semifinals?
Bro, Owl put so much time and dedication into this org that we have, and it's not even crazy. When he's not on, he's coming up with different warm-up routines for us. He's coming up with different strategies for us. He's that behind-the-scenes man that you just can't say thank you enough to. For sure, Owl, my co-owner of our org, Yugi, me and him have been working on this org for about a year now, and we're definitely trying to get this up and running and strong. So thank you, Yugi, for being beside me for this past year. Mickey, of course, Ketchup for coming in last second. I appreciate the heck out of both of y'all. And then just everyone on Big Hex, our higher team that's currently like tier 2, I think. Thank you guys for definitely giving us the amount of support that we needed in order to get this far.
And I love that support there. Showing support. And you know what? With how interesting this this Coach Owl Liquid guy is, maybe we should get him on for an interview at some point in the future, but sadly that won't we won't be able to do that
100%.
tonight. But of course, I can't say it enough. What a great series. What a great series for you guys. You guys played incredible. The semifinals wholeheartedly deserved.
I appreciate that, man.
Of course. Have an amazing evening.
Likewise, thank you both.
You too.
Of course, and now we're gonna end it off here with you, Crouton. Crouton, do you have any shoutouts? We do this all the time, man, but do you have anyone that you want to shoutouts for helping you now? Because, well, I've been super helpful with you. Is there anybody that's been helping you behind the scenes that people may not know of?
Well, I would like to first kind of start out. This is the first time I've been here for 2 solid hours, back-to-back games. Of course, I'd like to thank the teams we saw earlier, and of course the teams that we just saw. A great win from them, and I'd like to thank all the players for really playing good games tonight. But of course, I would also like to thank my own team. Will be playing tomorrow on your channel, hoping for a big win there. But yeah, I mean, it's been great to be able to come onto your stream and kind of start getting my casting going. You know, I'm sort of new to this, so I certainly appreciate you lending a helping hand there. And
Yeah, man.
just quickly, I would also like to thank Posca. He's also an IGL caster. He's kind of been helping me behind the scenes, or learning how to use overlays and anything like that. So he's been super cool.
Yeah, and it's been so heartwarming to see you kind of blossom as this commentator. Really, you've grown from someone more shy. Your play when you first joined, your play-by-play, in all honesty, was like super weak. But now coming in, it's you've kind of fostered, you've grown, and I can't wait for what could come in the future out of this casting duo. It's kind of become like the big thing for my channel to get you involved at every time you can. And I know we got some great plans in the future. I know you got some great plans. I sadly can't say what these great plans are right now. Announcement coming Sunday, though. You guys pay attention. Sunday at noon, we're gonna there's a big announcement coming up, and Croutondust and we're so excited to show you it. Croutondust, though, you can't spoil what it is. But you have anything you want to say about that announcement?
I'm just super excited for it again. I won't say what it is, but I'm definitely excited.
Oh, and we're gonna end off here with a follow from Yugi. Hey, Yugi, thank you so much for the follow. Man, it's great to have more people join this buddy stream at the very end. Gonna get a raid, though. We do have Red Falcons going live, and I'm gonna see if I can get him. As he did say he was going live at 11 p.m. with OUG Blue versus Radiance Gold. Our Radiance team is playing as well. That was the org I previously played for. That's fun. We are gonna have them going. We did have Falcons Raiders earlier, so it makes sense we give him a Raiders. Now Mickey's gonna come with the follow. We're gonna get all the Hex players jumping on soon. I believe my man Tony's already followed as well, so just waiting on Catsup.
Yes, sir.
Oh, you're still here. My goodness. I forgot they're still here. They're just sitting in here listening. But of course, again, we're going to get that raid to Red Falcons, and then that'll be it for tonight. I want to thank everybody watching, everybody playing so much for joining, anybody behind the scenes making the graphics. Oh, wait, that's me. And Croutondust for joining along, and us, really. This was just a fun night for the LatinSeven matches. So fun to get, so fun to see, so fun to experience. And I'm really excited to see what's going to happen, what we're going to get coming up, as we are, again, going to get that raid to Red Falcons when Red Falcons does go live. I just have to check to make sure that he is actually live. Before I can raid him, I can only raid him when he's live. So again, we're gonna wait on him. We're gonna wait for him to go live first, but as soon as he does, we'll be going there to support him on, again, this match between OUG Blue and Radiance Gold. Another quarterfinal matchup. All the matches that are going up around right now are quarterfinal matches, but again, this is gonna be it's so exciting to see what happens in the quarterfinals. As we are going to get the raid coming in as soon as Red Falcons gets himself live as oh my goodness, I accidentally I unmuted my stream for a second there. You got to hear my voice twice. That's not what I meant to do. But yeah, we're gonna get the raid going in as soon as Falcons goes live. We'll just have to wait another minute or two for him. What's happening? Again, this is gonna be a fun night. Crouton's still here with me, by the way. Crouton, you can still say hi and stuff. You can still chat if you want to.
There is something quickly. I just you're getting another raid actually right now.
Oh, good. Brambo's in with a raid of 9. Hello, Brambo. We're just about ready to get a raid over the Falcons, so it's nice to see that you brought your chat here. Again, thank you so much for jumping in the raid, you guys. We had 2 matches tonight. By the way, I'm here with my co-caster, Crouton. Hello. Say hi to everybody, Crouton. Say hi to the chat.
Hello, everybody.
Yeah, Crouton and I are just
everybody.
wrapping up
Brambo.
tonight. We had 2 matches featuring LatinSeven teams in both of them. We are going to get a raid going for Red Falcons as soon as he goes live with OUG Blue and Radiance Gold. So we're going to be transporting you guys once again.
I would like to quickly say I just realized that I've never followed you. I ought to just do that now while I've got your page pulled up. I wasn't following you already. That's a bit embarrassing.
Oh no, my co-caster hasn't followed me yet. That's Raidception. Yes, it is, but Raidception. That's like how many raids have we had? We had 1. We've had 3 raids so far from different casters. My goodness. So with Falcons. Then we went to Trigger Happy, and then we ended off with Brambo. And now we're going to be trading ourselves to Falcons, paying back the favor as soon as Falcons does go live. Surprised he isn't live right now.
You see Civvy there in the chat from the previous match with LatinSeven. Good to see Civvy's still hanging around.
Yeah, hello, Civvy.
And Sonic Cret as well.
Yep, they're still here. They're sticking around. They did say they'd watch. Again, they're on LatinSeven. Makes sense. You watch your org. Yeah, you guys are amazing. You guys are amazing. Thank you guys for sticking around. I don't ever say that. I don't ever really thank people sticking around, but a lot of people don't stick around for more matches, and I feel like you're gonna missing out if you don't on the stream. It also gives me more people to have fun to and chat with, and but sticking around always a good idea, and I'm happy that you guys are doing that. As we are gonna again try to get this raid going for Falcons' stream. As we are gonna push back the stream as far as possible. Just to make sure that we can. If you don't know who to raid, I have a suggestion. No, Falcons is going to go live soon. He has a tier 2 2v2 with OUG Blue, Radiance Gold, and Crouton. Have you heard of any of these teams actually? Although I know you don't really have any info on them, but have you heard of any of these teams?
I know of the name Radiance. I believe I might have played a Radiance.
Yes,
team
you've
before.
definitely played a Radiance team. There's like 30 of them. There's like 30 teams in Radiance right now.
That name definitely sounded familiar.
Yeah, you'll know who Radiance is. LatinSeven show up in droves. Yeah, they do, Brambo. Man, I don't get LatinSeven as often as I want to because they are one of the more supportive orgs. It turns out actually he's already done the OUG Blue Radiance Gold. Here, Sonic Crit, tell me who should I raid? Because I just noticed Red Falcons already did OUG Blue Radiance Gold like an hour ago. So who should I raid? You have any options for who I should raid there, Sonic Crit? Yeah, you give me the option on who I should raid because you guys have stuck around for all this time, so it makes sense. Again, now that people are watching, having fun, again, I want to say that we're going to have a huge announcement noon on Sunday. Can't say what it is, but it's going to be really important for you guys. Croutondust and I. Man, we really want to tell you, but we have to wait a little bit as Senior Series is now raiding with a party of 11. Oh my goodness, what in the world?
Talk about timing. What do you think? Ironic timing.
Yeah, well, now we got Senior Series in here, and that's another org that I've casted a couple of, and they always show support. So thank you guys so much, Senior Series. Just finished up the stream though, so you guys are a little bit late, but we're gonna get another raid going as we did ask Sonicret, who's in chat, to give us who we should raid to. As now Sweetblood Razor with the follow. I'm happy that this stream is still going. Actually, hello Ninja.
Hey.
I'm here with Croutondust. That's my co-caster, is Crouton. Relatively new caster, but he's absolutely exceptional. A diamond in the rough, in my honest opinion. Yeah, Rambo's here. I'm here. Crouton's here. Tiny Longlegs. Oh yeah, Tiny Longlegs. Let's go get him a raid. Yeah, you're right. Let's get Tiny Longlegs the thing here. He is doing matches. Let's go give him a raid. Tiny Longlegs playing as apparently LatinSeven Midnight is playing there. That's gonna be fun. That's the match that I almost got, But now they're playing. Let's go give Lightning Long Legs a raid. Have an amazing evening, everybody. Thank you so much for showing up. From Croutondust and I, thank you guys so much for joining. Croutondust, you have anything, last words that you want to say?
Oh, thanks everybody for showing up. It's been fun.
All right, that's it for this. That's it. Okay, that's going to end the